So continuing on the theme of creating this series of subscriber-based questions and sort of going through one at a time. I actually got a great question about Prop 10. Actually, my most popular video by views was a video I did on Proposition 10, which, if you don't know what it is, real quickly, it was on November's ballot, and basically it was going to repeal some historical laws that and basically allow for rent control. There was obviously going to be years of battles and all of that ahead of it, but in essence, it was going to empower rent control, which there's my thoughts on that are are in that video. But what what I got asked now is, okay, Proposition 10 failed or didn't pass or whatever. What do you think? So first off, it should be should be clear that I'm happy it didn't pass. I thought it was poorly written. I thought the downside was horrific, both for landlords and more importantly, property owners, right? Owner occupants. I thought the way it was written, that the greatest effect would be on individual property owners that would see their value of their houses fall. At least that was my fear. Whether I'm right or wrong doesn't matter. But that was a fear I had. So now that it didn't pass, I think you always need to go back and ask yourself why something, why part of the community pushed for something. And I think Proposition 10 basically is because the crux of the problem is rents are too high. And more importantly, we need to do something about that. So I think we do need to address it. I think businesses need to address it. I think, unfortunately, I think our government needs to address it. But I think we need to address it in a unique way. I think we need to realize that trying to put rent control in an area that's overly populated, they're not making any more land, is just a silly idea. But what I think we need to realize is, what could we do to basically build affordable housing somewhere and then get, tens of thousands of people to where all the jobs are and then get them back home, right? Because at least in the Valley, people are spending upwards of a couple of hours each way commuting to work. And that's just not healthy long term. And, until somebody comes up with a better idea, I think we should double or triple down, at least in the Bay Area, on the high-speed rail. I think what that does is that allows us to build in cheaper areas quickly, right? We could build, there's lots of land in California, it's just not near the jobs. So if we got out of our own way and we decided that we want to fix this rent problem, we would build the high-speed rail and we would build it quickly. That would allow us to take tens of thousands of people from areas where we can still build cheap housing, get them to work in under an hour, and allow them to go home in under an hour. I think you would be amazed at what would happen to Bay Area rent values if that happened, right? Why would you rent a 600 square foot studio for, I don't know, $4,000 when you could own a house that's an hour away by train? You just wouldn't. Most people wouldn't, right? They'd own a house. So I think we need to do that. And I'm sure there's other things, but I think we just need to get out of our own way. I think the state needs to double down on high-speed rail. I've ridden high-speed rails in other countries, and they're awesome, right? And the fact that we don't have one is I don't know if I want to say insulting, but we just need to get out of our way and make it happen. It's going to help rent. It's going to help people have better quality of lives. It's going to keep California relevant. It's going to keep the Bay Area relevant, right? We're at price points now where people are leaving, right? The migration to Texas and Florida and all these other areas is growing. And, we're probably a decade away from being irrelevant because it's just too freaking expensive. So that's what I think. I think Prop 10 failing is a good thing, obviously, but I do think we need to attack the problem or it's just going to come back. I think we need to attack it as a community. I think we need to attack it as a team. And until somebody comes up with a better idea, I think we need to we need to get the high-speed rail going in a big way. So thanks for asking the question. Again, this series is 100% subscriber based, so subscribe and ask me a question. Take care.